welcome to tonight's isolation session, market breakdown for September the 9th, 2024. Gonna give everybody another minute here to join before we start. Let me test the audio, make sure everything is good. Test. Perfect, okay. Link is tweeted, Discord link is posted, the chat is open, I hear myself. Let me get out of this page. Alright, so first and foremost, before we start, guys, just as always, we're gonna go over the pairs you see on the right hand side with the red folder, starting with AU, finishing off with USOIL. We're gonna be looking at AU, EA, ECAD, EU, GA, GCAD, GJ, GU, US30, USDCAD, USDZAR, Gold, Bitcoin, and USOIL. But if you guys have any questions about any other pair, whether or not they're on our list, let me know, and we will go over them. Once again, what we're gonna do tonight in this session, again, we're not taking any live trades. This is not the session that I trade. I only trade during the NYC session. This stream is literally just so we could update our daily time frame, right? Update our 30-minute time frame, our 30-minute highs or 30-minute lows. See if we have any continuations to get into a trade going into tomorrow. And obviously look at the daily time frame, look at where we're at in the market makers pattern. For example, for AU, we know we're in the downtrend market makers pattern, so we already know that when we go to the 30-minute time frame, when we start looking for our entries, we're only looking for downtrend pushes. We're only looking for shorts, right? So that's what we're going to be doing. We're going to do that with each and every pair that we have highlighted on the stream. Once again, if you guys have any questions about any other pair, whether or not they're on our list, let me know. Any questions you have with the explanations that I'm giving, with anything that possibly just doesn't make sense to you, you want me to explain it again or give deeper details, just let me know, and I'll be glad to do that for sure. Again, just gonna give everybody another minute here. We'll start at 7:03. Gave everybody enough time to join today by the time I turn the stream on and post the link. I'm not gonna wait for everybody. And also, yeah, for the people who watch the recording, once again, you know, if you guys have any questions, I had a really good question on Friday. Friday morning for Thursday's stream. And, you know, we did a little one-on-one session, so I'm glad that you know, we were able to take care of the questions that you had and all of that. So yeah, if you are one of those people that are watching the recording, again, don't hesitate to message me. Don't hesitate to, you know, want to request on one-on-one session, you could do that as well. We do free one-on-one sessions. We do these free daily live streams Monday through Friday. We have the live trading session from 6 a.m. to 10:30 a.m. Eastern. We have the isolation session stream, which is this one that we do Monday through Thursday. I could start at 6, could start at 7, but it's usually an hour long. So if it starts at 6, we'll be done by 7. Since we started today at 7, we'll be done by 8 o'clock. And we also do the weekly market breakdown, which is the stream that we do on the weekend. You know, and also we have the one-on-one sessions. So if you guys want to join the Discord, request one-on-one sessions, you know, stay active in the streams, definitely do that. So let's get started with AU. So AU, we know we're in a downtrend push. We're in A2. We're in the second zone of consolidation, looking for that third push to the bottom. Right now in the monthly time frame, right in the daily time frame, look at the month-to-month basis. We have no continuation. In the 4-hour, we have 2 weeks of drop. This week being the third week, I am expecting price to give us a new weekly low, and we can see that at the end of last week, price never gave us a pullback. Right, same thing we explained during the weekly market breakdown. Price didn't give us a pullback; it just ended up going straight down and gave us that third push to the bottom. Right, so here was good, Muhammad. Going into the 30-minute time frame, right? Remember what we were talking about in the weekly market breakdown? We were expecting price to give us a pullback between 23.6 and 38.2, and that's exactly what price did. It gave us that pullback between 23.6 and went right back down for the day, right? So it did exactly what it needed to do, right? Our 30-minute lows, we know we had lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low. So real quick, let's delete the third week low since we already know we had that, right? The second thing I want to update is, do we have a 372? No, we had a no net for today, so we do not have 2 days of drop. So I'm not expecting price to continue this push down to the bottom. Again, can it? Absolutely, but I am expecting price to give us a pullback before we could continue the push to the top side. Or I'm sorry, I'm expecting a pullback to the top side before we get a push back down to the bottom. And we know we're trading between this 30-minute high and these 30-minute lows down here. Why is that happening? Moment, thank you. This 30-minute low. These 30-minute highs. How you doing, man? I'm doing good, my brother. Can't complain. How about yourself? How's your day been today? So EA, we know we're in V2. We're in the second zone of consolidation, looking for that third push to the top side. Daily time frame, we have no continuations. Price is still just in this zone of consolidation, just ranging. In the 4-hour time frame, we had a weaker rise last week, right? So no continuations. Once again, we're still stuck between this 4-hour high and this 4-hour low. Price is just consolidating here. We're looking for continuations, right? If we have 2 weeks to rise, we know we could take the third week to the top side before price gives us a pullback. So if this week price gives us that second week of rise, then we already know next week we'll start looking for these trades back up to the top side, right? Could we continue to start looking for trades now going long? Absolutely, right? But we need to wait for continuations, right? The same way we did last week, right? Last week we had 2 days of rise. On the third day, gave us a third day push. On the third day, gave us a rise no net, gave us a fourth day push to the top side, right? So this is looking good. We know we had a little change of character. Once again, before we could continue to look for uptrend pushes, we need to see a higher high being made. And we currently still know that we're trading between this high, right, this 30-minute high, and these 30-minute lows down here. We had a day of rise on Friday, and then today, Monday, price gave us a day of drop. So again, would have loved to have seen that break of structure above the highs. We still haven't gotten it yet, so it's all good. We'll wait it out. We'll see exactly what price wants to do. Alright, so EA, we're still gonna wait on it. Nothing here for us just yet. Just gonna wait on it. Doing good. Been busy starting uni in 2 weeks. Hey man, definitely gotta lock in for that. For sure. Definitely gonna be some busy weeks coming up for you now that you're gonna be starting classes again. It should be fun. Definitely should be fun. EURCAD, we're in V1. We're in the first zone of consolidation, looking for that second push to the top side. Before we could see that second push to the top side, I am expecting price to give us a break of structure, right? So again, same example, same explanation we've been giving for this pair on the last couple weeks. We're gonna see two things. We're either gonna see price give us the break of structure first and then the pullback into this 30-minute gap to then continue the push to the top side, or we're just gonna get price to push back down and fill this 30-minute gap. And then once price gets to these zones, this is where price is gonna make a decision on whether or not we're going to continue to uptrend or if price is gonna go back down to the low of consolidation. And once again, price could 100% go back down to the zone of consolidation because we are still in the zone of consolidation. Price is just moving sideways. We're still in this range, right? But again, if price gives us the break of structure of the range, if price gives us that break above, then we'll start looking for that pullback to then continue the push to the top side. The 4-hour time frame, we're still trading between the same higher high, higher low, and higher high. We have no continuations in the 4-hour time frame, so we'll just wait this one out. And in the 30-minute time frame, also we have no continuations. We had a day of drop. We're still trading between the previous low, high, lower, low. So we're still trading between this 30-minute high and this 30-minute low. So we'll skip ECAD for now. We're still gonna have to wait for some moves to be developed on ECAD before we could start looking for trades. On EU, we're in V1. We're in the first zone of consolidation, looking for that second push to the top side. We have 2 months of rise. This month being the third month. I am expecting price to give us that third month push to the top side. Alright, so this one is looking good for this month. In the 4-hour, we have 3 weeks of rise. On the third week, gave us a rise drop. 4th week variation to get a new push to the top side. We didn't get the new push to the top side, but we did finish on a weaker rise. Right? We know that EU, we're looking for price to bounce off the 50 EMA. Right? I mean the 200 EMA, right? In level 2, we're looking for price to bounce off the 200 EMA. And we're also could be looking for a 50% retracement off this pullback, which is exactly where we're at right now. So EU is definitely getting into a position where we want to start looking for these entries, right? When we're looking at our 30-minute highs and lows, we know we had higher high, higher low. All of this is part of the same trend, right? The reason why I was explaining this last week as well, with all the news candles that we had and all of that, I didn't feel comfortable enough to say that we're trading higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, lower low, lower high, lower low. Just didn't make any sense when you're looking at the candlesticks. So we know that now we got this 30-minute breakdown here. We know this is the little change of character. Changes to red to let us know the downtrend push. And we know that we're trading, and I'm still not going to mark, right? I'm still going to keep these as our 30-minute highs up here. Again, I'm not going to mark, and I could change this to, well, no, because then we'll have to add the wicks, right? I'm going to act, right, like these wicks aren't part of the trend, because they're not. They're really not, right? They're nothing for us right now. It's just noise in the charts, right? So we know that we're trading between this 30-minute high and these 30-minute lows down here. We still don't really have a set low yet, so I'm just gonna keep it marked this way for now. But we'll continue to monitor EU as the time goes on. Damn, man, I got some fucking shit stuck in my throat, bro. We have a green 4-hour candle, no continuations. We'll just have to wait for EU to start making higher highs and higher lows to then start looking for that push to the top side. Or again, we're gonna either look for that push now when price starts giving us higher highs and higher lows, or we'll be looking for price to give us a little bit of a steeper pullback in this area to then continue that uptrend push, right? Regardless, we'll just have to wait for price to start giving us higher highs and higher lows before we could continue to look for a trade. So EU is looking good. GA, we are in V2. We're in the second zone consolidation, looking for that third push to the top side. We have no daily continuations. We're still trading between the same daily high and daily low. In the 4-hour time frame, same thing. Still trading between the same 4-hour high and 4-hour low. We have no continuations. We have a week of rise last week. If this week price finishes on a second week of rise, then we know next week we'll start looking for a trade again. The 30-minute time frame, this is one that I was expecting, a little 23.6, 38.2 retracement, and that's exactly where we're at right now. We're at the 38.2 retracement. So this is starting to get a little mixy, right? This is where we want to start looking for our entries again to continue that push to the top side. This is also one of the pairs where we were in a little 4-hour zone consolidation and price broke above and gave us a break of structure. So GA is looking good when it comes to looking for these entries, right? So we know that we're still trading between higher high, higher low, this 30-minute low, and these 30-minute highs over here. And we have a day of drops, so no continuations as of yet, right? What I want to start looking for now is higher highs and higher lows to start looking for an entry going long again. So we'll definitely keep an eye on this one as time goes on. Did EU open with a gap? Let's go look. EU not really, no. Unless the server is laggy or it doesn't have that gap. No. Right. The red candle finished here, and then the green candle that opened at 5 p.m. for the next day opened in the same spot. So there's no gap here on EU. If you're talking about the week, the start of the week, let's see. You said this week. Okay, yeah. For this week it did. Yep. Red candle closed here, and then the opening candle closed right underneath it. It opened with a small little gap. Filled the gap and then went right back down. Because Friday was a drop, yeah. Yeah, it opened with a gap on Monday. Today's gap, or today's market open. Holy shit. Get it, spit it out, man. Today's market open, this week's market open with a gap, yeah. GCAD in the daily time frame, we know we are in V1. We're in the second level already. We are outside of V1. We already broke above the first zone consolidation, so we technically already started. Not technically, no, we 100% already started that second trend push to the top side. right? So we know that we're still trading between the same daily high and daily low. We have no break of structure of the highs, no breaks of the lows. We're still just in this zone, in the little range of consolidation. Gave us a 4th week high variation. Again, didn't give us that new high, but it did finish on a week of rise. So I am expecting price to give us a pullback. And again, this is a pair that we're at the top, right? We're in the higher high, right? So I am expecting a pullback back down to the bottom. So very similar to EU, right? All these wicks look crazy. I'm not going to say this is higher high, higher low, higher high, lower low, right? I'm just going to say all of this is part of the same trend, right? And we know we're trading between this 30-minute high, right? I'm going to say we're trading between these 30-minute highs, and now we're trading between these 30-minute lows over here. We're going to change the change of character to red, so we know this is a downtrend push, not blue. And we have a day of drop, so no continuations as of yet. We still gotta wait this one out. And GCAD is definitely gonna be one we're just gonna have to wait it out completely till we got a pullback. Once we got a pullback, that's when I'll start trading it again. GJ is also one that's now on my list for trading until we get a pullback. So this is one where we'll just update again. No continuations. We're still trading between the same lower low, lower high, and lower low from the 4-hour time frame. We're still trading between the same lower low and lower high from the 30-minute time frame, which is the same highs as the 4-hour. And in the 30-minute time frame, price is just trapping traders. Right? We have a little day of rise today, nothing too crazy. And a 4-hour bullish candle. So once again, GJ, I'm not really interested in trading it, so I'm not even going to entertain this one. We're going to skip out on that one. GU in the daily time frame was good. Wade, what's the stream, my brother? Appreciate you being here. GU, we're in V1, looking for that second push to the top side. Price finally gave us that break of structure of the high. Once again, this green candle that closed above is not the break of structure. The valid break of structure is this green candle that closed above the zone, and then we're looking for this pullback. We also know we have 2 months of rise, this month being the 3rd month. I am expecting price to give me that 3rd push to the top side. Right, being in that 2nd level push, I'm also looking for a pullback to the 200 EMA. Right, now I'm not expecting a pullback all the way back down here. Right, that pullback could be to here, the pullback could be up to here, right, depending on how much damn, bro, depending on how much price decides to move, that's where we'll get that pullback to. Right, with that being said, we could also go look at the 4-hour. Right, well, if I wouldn't have deleted my daily time frame, right, if I'm looking for a pullback in this area, we go to the 4-hour time frame. Where's the 200 EMA? Right on it. So could we be looking for a 200 EMA pullback on the 4-hour? Absolutely. And again, we're just gonna have to, once price gets into these zones, that's when we'll have to go down into the lower time frame and start looking for higher highs and higher lows. If price gets to these lows, but price is still giving us lower lows and lower highs, then we know that we're not going to take those trades. We have to wait for price to give us higher highs and higher lows. Right, in the 4-hour time frame, we have no continuations. We can see that price in the internal time frame started giving us lower lows and lower highs. Right, trap traders all of last week thinking that price was going to continue to make higher highs and higher lows, and then just completely dropped. And in the 30-minute time frame, we know we had higher high, higher low, higher high. Price then gave us a lower low, change of character, lower high, into the lower lows that we're in right now. So we know that we're trading between these lows right, and in a situation where do I want to say this is lower low, lower high, lower low, or do I want to just say that this is all part of the same trend? And I think I am going to say that this is just all part of the same trend. It's not a pullback. It's not a big enough pullback, right, for me to say that this is lower low, lower high, lower low. This is all just part of the same trend. So we'll keep it this way for now. We had a 4-hour bullish candle, and we have 2 days of counter drop against the trend, so this is not a valid 372. Right, but GU is looking good for this month. We just gotta wait for price to give us higher highs and higher lows. US30, we're trading between lower low, lower high, and lower low. These 30-minute lows, these 30-minute highs. We know that price gave us a gap at the start of the week that price still hasn't tapped into yet. right? We had 2 days of drop, today being the third day. Price did not give us a third day drop, right? It just gave us a push to the top side. So we're gonna be waiting for this one to start giving us that downtrend push before we could continue to look for price to go down. Give me 1 second, guys. Hold on. Alright, so for US30, we know again this is another pair where I'm not really gonna be trading it at this point for now. I'm gonna wait to see what price wants to do. We're still trading between the higher high and higher low in the daily time frame, right? In the 4-hour time frame, we're still trading within the same higher high, higher low, higher high. Could this be a higher low to continue into a higher high? Absolutely, right? But the reason why I'm not gonna trade it is because we have so many gaps at this point. We have 3 different gaps. We have 2 gaps at the bottom and 1 gap at the top, right? If we're trading this where it's higher high and higher low, we're going to be expecting price to give us another higher high, right? But because we have this gap here, and in the internal time frame we have already a change of character, break of structure, right? Could this just be a pullback to go lower and fill not only that gap up but also this gap up, right? Could that be the fake out to make people believe that we're in a downtrend push and then just continue the uptrend push again as well? So I'm only going to be trading US30 either when we reach these highs and price lets us know where it wants to go. If it wants to give us a higher high, then we'll start taking those trades into the higher high. If price wants to reject these highs and start giving us lower lows and lower highs, then we'll start taking those lower lows and lower highs. But currently, where price is at, from this high to this low, we're in the middle of the zone, right? The middle of the zone, whether it's a middle of a trend, middle of the zone of consolidation, that's where the market makers are trapping traders. They're collecting contracts, right? So US30, I'm just going to let this one go for a little bit. I'll let it move for a few more days. I'll let price decide what it wants to do and then I'll follow through. GU could give 372 after making a low. What do you mean? GU is counter trending 372. Are you talking about the 3rd month high? Damn, bro, I don't know why I have like so much mucus for. Sorry, give me 1 second. But yeah, are you to ask the question, are you talking about the 3rd month high? Because the 372 counter, I mean, it already pretty much gave us that push. But so yeah, technically it already gave us a 372 for today. That new low that it just made for the market open. Or are you talking about that it could give us this low and then give us that 3rd push to the top side for the 3rd month? Could make the low and start to push up. Yeah, absolutely. Especially being here with the 800 EMA, right? You know, just looking at the 800 EMA, keep it simple, right? Price is still technically testing the 800 EMA. We don't really have a clean break of structure. You know, we could sit here and argue, oh, but this red candle here closed below. Yeah, but it's not that strong of a closure, right? Because at this point we had this candle that closed below and it went back up. Then we had this candle that closed below again, right? But look at the wick that it gave us, right? And then no other candle has closed below that, it went back up. And then we have these candle closures here, but again, that's still above the wick that we created from the previous break, right? So to keep it simple when we're looking at the candlestick analysis, right? You know, we're still at the beginning of the month too, so I'm not too worried, and I'm not really too excited to say that, oh, this is where price is going to give us a pullback. Once again, right, I'm also looking at the EMAs for a little bit of a confirmation, right? I would love to get a steeper pullback, right? I would love to get a steeper pullback, at least to the 200 EMA, right? I would love that. In the 30-minute time frame, we're still below the 200 EMA. So right now, you know, we know that if price decides to start trending, right? Let's say price starts breaking above these highs, then we know that we'll have the 200 EMA somewhere in this area, and we'll be looking for price to bounce off the 200 EMA to then continue the push to the top side. So if that were to happen today, then we'll just wait for it. We'll wait for price to do what it has to do. But we're super early into the month. Again, I'm not expecting that move to happen here in these next upcoming days. We could also use the confluence of the fib retracement as well. We could sit here and say that we could be expecting a 23.6 and a 38.2 fib retracement, which again, if we use our fib levels, right, that's exactly where that pullback would be in, right? Again, if we circle the 23.6, if we circle the 50 EMA here in the daily, we go to the 4 hour, that's exactly where we should be at for the 200 EMA as well. So everything kind of lines up to it being a steeper pullback. So I'm definitely going to be waiting for a steeper pullback before we could continue to look for a trade. But again, we'll keep it simple. Again, if price breaks above these highs over here, then yeah, we know we could start looking for those trades to continue that push to the top side. Right? And then if price breaks these lows down here, then we know we'll have price continue the push to the bottom side. US30, we already did that. USDCAD, we're in V2, we're in the second zone of consolidation, looking for that third push to the top side. We don't have any continuations in the daily time frame. We have no breaks of the highs. Price is still just in this zone, in this range, just moving sideways in the zone of consolidation. In the 4 hour time frame, we have no continuations. We had a weaker rise last week. If this week finishes on a second weaker rise, then we know next week we'll start looking for a trade going to the top side. And again, USDCAD, very similar to the other pairs that moved very similarly. Was expecting price to just consolidate between 23.6 and 38.2 to then start that uptrend push, but price just decided to consolidate today. Didn't really give us any pushes to the top side. We're still trading between the same 30-minute high and 30-minute low. Again, price is just moving sideways, so we'll wait it out and see what price wants to do. What are the cats fighting for? Why are these cats fighting for? Craziest thing is I don't even know where they're at. I just hear them going meow at each other. Hold on, guys. Give me a second. They're below the bed just fighting. Shadow, come here. Shadow. What happened? Yo, you look crazy. You good? You just got possessed or something? I don't know if you guys heard that on the mic, but yo, she just started fighting with her sister. Where's Tiger at? Killed her down there? Come here. It's okay, mama. Alright. So USDCAD, we'll wait this one out. We'll see what price wants to do. Tomorrow morning, we'll go more into detail of the engulfing candles, because right now it's a little bit too early to really start looking for those. But again, keep it simple. We're in a zone of consolidation, right? So trading in a zone of consolidation is very easy, right? You're either going to get a break above to then continue, or you'll get that break below to continue. So just keep it simple when we're trading in the zone of consolidation. USDZAR, similar in the daily time frame as USDCAD. We're in V2, we're in the second zone of consolidation, looking for the third push to the top side. We're still making lower high, lower low. Lower low, lower high, lower low. We have no continuations in the daily time frame. In the 4 hours, same thing, lower low, lower high, and lower low. We're still downtrending. We're still in the same 4 hour high and 4 hour lows. No continuations. And in the 30-minute time frame, same thing. Right, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high. Into these lows right now. We had a day of rise on Friday. Today being the second day. It's a little day of no net. Right, just moving sideways, so we have no 372, no valid 372s here. Still trading between the same 30-minute high and 30-minute low. Good session, appreciate that, my brother. See you tomorrow, Armin. We'll see you tomorrow morning. Hope you have a good rest of your night. Gold in peak high territory. So again, this is one pair where at this moment we already gave the 3rd month high as well that we were looking for. We're still trading between higher high, higher low, and higher high. So at this point, since we already had that 3rd month push to the top side that we got last week during the news on Friday, You know, again, at this point, I'm not expecting price to really continue that uptrend push, right? I would have loved to have seen price give us a pullback first and then continue this uptrend push, but we got the uptrend push first and then the pullback. So at this moment, no continuations either on the 30-minute time frame, right? So just gonna update this here and then we'll go on to the next pair. Right, we have nothing really to update. Again, we're still trading between the same 30-minute high and 30-minute low. Bitcoin doesn't close for another 30 minutes, but we have 2 days of rise. We're still trading between lower low, lower high, and lower low. So could this just be a little lower high to the top side to continue to go into a lower low? It could be, right? So Bitcoin is going to be another one where we have no continuations in the daily time frame. We're just in the little zone where price is moving sideways. In the 4-hour time frame, same thing. We're trading between lower low, lower high, and lower low. Could have this have been, you know, that lower high to continue into the lower low? Could have been, simply, right? We also know that we have 2 weeks of rise. Let's also update that. That's actually very nice that I caught that. Right, so Sunday at 20. That's not right. That's when the market opens. Market closes. Let me think. Hold on. Market closes for Bitcoin. It starts the week on Monday. Because this is a 24. This is literally a 24/7. So the start of the week should be really Saturday at 20, not Sunday at 20. Right? That would make sense. Because the start of the week is Sunday. So I have to update these. I'm just gonna update these. So Saturday, still the same, right? 1, 2, perfect. You have 2 weeks of drop. 2 weeks of drop. Saturday at 20, right? So could we be expecting that 3rd week low? Price push down, did not give it to us, not yet. So 2 weeks of drop. This week being the 3rd week low, I am expecting price to give us a 3rd week low. 3rd week low. Right? So we'll have to be very, very careful taking these trades. Very, very careful taking these trades. In the 4-hour time frame, we have no engulfing candles. In the 1-hour time frame, no engulfing candles. Nothing in the 30 either. So we'll be very careful taking these trades going short. And then last but not least, guys, oil. Price ended up giving us today a day of rise. In this little day of rise, we also know we're trading lower low, lower high, and lower low. In the 4-hour time frame, we have 3 weeks of drop. Last week being the 3rd week. This week, I'm not expecting price to continue that downtrend push. We can see that price already gave us an exhaustion candle, a bullish exhaustion candle. And in the daily time frame, we know we're in A1. We're in the first zone consolidation, looking for that 2nd push to the bottom. Right, we're in the downtrend push in A1. And again, we already know we have 3 months of drop. So not expecting price to continue this downtrend push once again. Could we just continue to get a pullback, right? A little lower high to then make a lower low? Absolutely. But as of right now, looking at the charts, there's not really any chart that looks pristine. There's not one pair that looks really good to trade this week. Just we're back at what we were in 2 weeks ago, right? Where we either need to look for a pullback or we need to wait for a break of structure of the zones of consolidation that we're in. So yeah, we'll just wake up tomorrow morning. We'll see if we could catch any trades. If we can, then beautiful. If we wake up and there's nothing left on the table for us, or there's really nothing that looks too good, then it's all good. We'll be back again, in the next trading session. So we'll see you guys tomorrow morning. Any questions before I go? Anything you guys want me to explain, let me know. If not, once again, we'll be back tomorrow morning for the live trading session from 6 a.m. to 10:30 a.m. Eastern time. Hope you guys have a good rest of your night. Thank you. No problem, my brother. We'll see you tomorrow. Alright, guys. See you guys all in the morning. Peace out.